and Lycan banned out in the first stage. As far as Axe and Troll, probably don't need to talk any more about those bans, but Team Malaysia banning out the Lycan pretty early on.
Yep, definitely. And now MMD, I mean against Team Malaysia, and I mean you haven't watched the other four games. Team Malaysia pretty much went for a different strat and a different draft each and every game. There have been barely any recurring heroes whatsoever, which I definitely like. I mean they know that their enemies here are pretty much on a different skill level, definitely not higher. But as you said, best of one. And Dota is a game that doesn't excuse too many, you know, lapse of judgment. So some team fights given away, a bad Roshan, a crazy turnaround on when you try to break the base, and suddenly even a Team Malaysia can easily lose against a team that is just disciplined enough and is on a similar farm. But when we talk about farm, regardless of what they drafted in the last best of ones, it was just insane. By 15 minutes, they had pretty much 15k advantage in XP and gold, so you can pretty much say no matter against what team they played so far, they made pretty much 1k advantage every minute.
Yeah, and I think MMD kind of need to keep that in mind and draft in such a way that they have a team that's capable of fighting from behind, because Team Malaysia are very good at abusing the map and getting pretty much everything that they can out of it when it comes to those raw resources. We'll see Witch Doctor first pick by MMD and Juggernaut Lion for Team Malaysia.
Yep, and that Lion, I mean, I like it. Today we had many drafts that included, we even had a Rasta twice, by the way. Twice, which was very interesting to me. I mean, I'm a bit out of loop when it comes to Dota, obviously, because I spend most of my time at the moment around Heroes of the Storm and other esports. But, yeah, I was very surprised. But everything comes down to Lion or the Rasta going for that fast blink deck, and once it came out was pretty interesting. That they banned the Axe, I mean that's perfectly fine with me. You can't really give it to Ohio. He played today an Axe which was amazing, beyond godlike. I think it was 16-0-3 or something. Like it was just ridiculous. And he also played an amazing Tight Hunter, so you really have to take care of what you give Team Malaysia guys. Ketchik Imba also amazing mid. And Mushi in the support role, it's kind of amazing what that guy does. He does amazing lane presence, keeps the enemy out, keeps them pretty much all the time using their tangos till they run out of it. He even goes forth and back between lane and fountain just to spam any spells on the enemy. That's pretty much all he does. But somehow he still managed to get some farm up, which is quite amazing. Last game he had a Zeus with a Yule Scepter at 15 minutes, a full support Zeus, which was just low.
Yeah, we'll see the second ban stage proceeding nicely. MMD pick up the Viper's second and will ban out Centaur and Silencer. And for Team Malaysia, they take off the Clockwork. Maybe they're looking to get their hands on the Sniper, but honestly, I'm not so sure what's going through their mind. They're just going to take out a couple of strong offlaners from MMD.
I mean, I can understand the Silencer, because that's something where your Witch Doctor is kind of allergic to it. Just imagine you have the perfect ultimate up, maybe even some targets where the casket is bouncing, and maybe even the maledict on top of it. And what happens? Silencer is just, you know, forbidding you any speech, and we like free speech, so Silencer definitely won't tell us to shut up today, and Witchtalk might actually get this perfect ultimate I mentioned. Then again, on the other side we already have people that can easily interrupt it. Juggernaut, if the initial target is of course the Witch Doctor, then that's one interrupt. We have the Earth Spike, we have the Hex, we have, well, if it leads to death, the Finger of Death, if you take that as the interrupt. And of course we have the Beastmaster, also now with the stun, which is quite interesting to see a Beastmaster. Totally forgotten in the current meta, just here and there some teams pick it. Well, what do you think?
I really like Beastmaster as a hero, and I think he definitely deserves a little bit more play, but as you said, he is here and there picked, but not very frequently. It's going to offer a nice way for Team Malaysia to initiate into the enemy team. With Batrider, Clock, Tight Hunter, and Axe banned out, there aren't any great offlaners left inside the pool, and I think this one's completely reasonable. We'll see MMD pick up the Shadow Shaman, shoring up their lockdown. They have a decent amount of ways to stop Juggernaut from getting off his Omni Slash, but at the moment their damage is a little bit limited outside of the Death Ward.
Yep, and we see a Rasta again, and oh my god. Ignore my Rasta comment because something more exciting is coming up. a Tinker. And now that Beastmaster makes sense. It just makes sense. We see fast BOTs, Ketzig Imba is gonna pick up that Tinker, the Beastmaster sending that bird somewhere, and then we just have the Tinker blowing up people. And to be honest, if we take the Viper out of the equation now and just talk about the Witch Doctor, the Rasta, and the Sniper, these are easy targets to blow up for a Tinker. Like Tinker, Laser, Rocket, plus X, which is right click, collateral damage, or a Dagon. These are easy targets to blow up, especially if the Sniper goes maybe even for Mask of Madness and stuff like that. So the only thing the Tinker has to take care of is that Viper, which is easy countable by just having a Ghost Scepter.
Yeah, it's very scary for MMD's lineup for sure. I really do like those global bird ganks that are going to be coming out sometime this game. I think that MMD, their biggest strength at the moment is just being able to lock down the lanes. A Sniper tri-lane against a Beastmaster can do very well, and Viper, as a hero, dominates his lane and does very well against Tinker just normally. So hopefully they'll be able to ride that momentum if they want to take out this victory. But if Team Malaysia are left to their own devices for the first 15 minutes of the game, they get to a really scary spot where Tinker gets his bots blink, Juggernaut picks up a Mask of Madness or something along those lines, and Beastmaster just gets his level 6. And at that point, MMD are just going to be hunted constantly. Last pickup for Team Malaysia is going to be an Omni Knight.
Yeah, and that's even scarier. That's even scarier because the Tinker, just imagine a Tinker with all these buffs, maybe heals by the Omni Knight, you have a Juggernaut. I don't know, like this really looks good. Then again, MOD, they like the Undying. We saw it last game what an Undying can do. It's pretty insane. I mean, those teams, they really liked the fact to fight like 5-on-5. It was crazy how much they just TP'd in, TP'd out, BKBs, whatnot. But nevertheless, like big fat Undying there in the mid of all of this, healing the teammates, sometimes really from the brink of death to full HP with all the zombies, 2 creep waves, and 5 heroes around there was just insane. So we have to see what that Undying can do. I mean, Undying is known for a pesty lane presence at the beginning because he can just spam his spells, like high damage for low mana cost. And then later on he doesn't fall too much off. Only problem about him, if you don't get your zombies up, if your tombstone is fast countered, then you face a big problem. And the Juggernaut, for example, is one of those heroes that can take a tombstone out in seconds, pretty much.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll have to see if he's going to be able to get to that point. Right now, MMD are very reliant on this early aggression and being able to get some momentum under their belt. Let's see if they're going to be able to do it. Kang's going to be playing on that Undying. The supports for the MMD squad are going to be Archer701 on the Shadow Shaman, and I'm sorry, Witch Doctor, I don't know how to read your name, and his Steam profile is private, so I have no idea. Either way, Sniper is going to be played by KMXZ, and Viper, last but not least, by Type 0.
Yeah, I mean, Witch Doctor, what do we call him?
Witch Doctor.
Ching Chang. Ching Chang, it is, for lack of understanding. That's pretty much it. Either way, looking on the other side, we have Johnny, this time on a Omni Knight. He played 2 gens today, and both of them were pretty amazing, by the way. KYX by playing the Juggernaut. Oppositely, we have Ketzig Imba in the mid with the Tinker. Mushi playing the Lion. I'm pretty curious how he's gonna do this. And look at this. 5-man smoke. They're heading towards this. Like, our unknown Asian Lattes guy was detected, but nope, I don't think this is gonna lead to anything. They're on the high ground, they see exactly what's going on. This is 100 gold down the chain, but at least they probably grabbed the bounty rune, at least for the bottom part of the map, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were hoping to catch the Lion out in that corner, but it's really just not possible to kill a Juggernaut with their lineup. An easy spin disjoints pretty much everything that they're bringing to the table, and yeah, for the time being, there is not going to be any first blood. They get the bounty rune down towards bottom, whereas Tinker gets the one up towards top. So both teams are going to start out on pretty even footing. Pretty interesting to see Kesekimba actually opt for boots first and a lot of regen up against a Viper. It's definitely understandable, but his lane matchup is actually not going to be against Viper. It's against the other Viper, it's Sniper.
Yeah, which I don't understand, to be honest, because the Sniper, level 3 Tinker, and he might already die. Just some harass, the boots, now he can easily chase him, even through the shrapnel. Level 2 laser and the heat-seeking missile, that would be enough. But I don't know if he goes for the combat Tinker build, or if we just see March of the Machine coming out. I mean, you know me. I like the combat Tinker build, but that's just me and my, I don't know, 4K pubs.
Yeah, personally, I like somewhat of a hybrid build, but it might not be relevant as we have a rotation from line with the Earth Spike onto the sniper. He's going to be dropped down very easily. Laser to secure the kills. Kesekimba strikes first in this mid lane. Something that you need to be very wary about on a boots first line. It's so easy to get those kills.
Yep, and now I turn on the sound. I was like, where's the first blood sound? It was just gone. I totally forgot that I muted because we watched the non-commentary stuff. Either way, now sound is on, and yeah, first blood was still on camera and everything. Let's see. I mean, at the moment, MMD, they try to utilize the enemy jungle as well, but Johnny, he's grabbing XP. Not just XP, he's even grabbing CS at the moment, both successfully. So, well, the Witchdog of unknown name, he's doing pretty much the same.
Oh, Archer. Up towards top, gonna be chased down by a boar, hexed up and smacked down by the Beastmaster. Easy kill. The Shadow Shaman's way too squishy, and with no boots, only 285 base movement speed, he was just given the rundown.
Yep, I didn't even see it, like both of those icons were directly on top of him, hugging him, therefore, yeah, not visible to me. So this is the second kill for Malaysia. We actually had 1 kill per minute in the last best of 1 early game as well, and yeah, Team Malaysia up to a good start again.
The lane that we haven't looked at a lot is bottom. It's a dual lane up against this Juggernaut, and they're doing a decent amount of applying pressure, but not actually killing him and not stopping KYXY from farming.
Oh,
so I'm not exactly sure what it's accomplishing. Again?
Again?
Wow,
yeah.
Ohio is just running them down. That boar slow is not something to be underestimated.
And mid also very dangerous. There is the heat-seeking missile, the right clicks, and oh, look at the Jugger just coming in. Easy gank, the double damage helping there as well. 4-0, and yeah, it's top. The Viper just totally underestimating what that boar does. That boar, the damage has been buffed last patch, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know, it's just insane. He got so low, and then, well, there's no chance to get away. And you also must not forget that a Beastmaster comes with relatively high base damage, so he punches you without any studs whatsoever with 70 damage already at level 4.
Yeah. Well, thanks, chat. Apparently Witch Doctor's name is Dream, so we'll actually have something to call him.
Oh, this is ex-Asian language for green? Cool, we learned something.
Dream.
A dream! Dream.
Yeah.
I thought green. Well, dream is boring. Green would have been interesting.
Mushi's up towards top again, and Beastmaster's already shown they can do a lot of work with the level 3 boar. So let's see if they can catch anybody out. If they find the Shadow Shaman, I'm tempted to say he's just dead. Archer still has no boots.
Oh, look at that boar again, slowing him. It's giving exactly the time Mushi needs to give that stun, but the rotation forced out. Witch Doctor actually interrupting it, but, well, they didn't pursue it further. There was also a second support just waiting, and you don't want to run against the Shadow Shaman into the tower. Sheka would have been just waiting, and a laughing hex right after. So it's the right decision to just not go for it. But look at this boar. It's a... Jesus Christ. Like, I hate this boar already, just by looking at it. Like, this Viper is definitely in pain.
Yeah, it's something that a lot of people forget about. Beastmaster's actually very good at putting pressure in the offlane. Up against a Viper, this probably shouldn't be happening, but after the early kills he's been involved in, Ohio's in a really good spot all around. They are sacrificing KYXY's levels a little bit since he did go for that roam and is going to be a pretty long ways away from that level 6, but he's still under no real threat of dying with the phase boots and the spin. Lion's still applying pressure up towards top. Even though he's not actively getting kills, he's staying off of the map, and they know exactly where everybody on MMD is. They're keeping vision of him with the Hawk.
Yep, definitely. And oh, there we go. Top, there's already a go. The Viper, the right clicks are missing, but Mushi's just finishing it with the Earth Spike. Shekel just to get some tower hits in, but Ohio, he probably gets the aggro off, and that won't be enough. One more click was needed by the tower, but towers, well, towers don't click, but still. One projectile. In the mid, also the sniper in very much danger.
Yeah, jumping in from behind, the Juggernaut comes in with the spin damage, and there's nothing that the sniper can do. It's not something we see very often, this roaming Jug, but that's the second kill that KOXWay's gotten with it, and things are looking really good for Team Malaysia. This is going to be a very fast... oh, no. Ohio actually spends his gold on a couple of intermediate items. I was expecting him to just straight up farm for the Blink, but still, he's getting out of control. Currently the top of the last hit chart, top of net worth, and Really just doing a lot of work. 7-0 for Team Malaysia and a roaring start. Juggernaut's roaming up towards top now. KYXY is still not level 6, but maybe the spin damage is enough. This Viper is not really doing much of anything.
Well, they have Hex, they have Stun, and they have a Beastmaster on level 6 with only 15 seconds here. But also the Boar slow should just do the trick, but the Boar is relatively fast, not far behind, but it doesn't really matter. That's the end of the story, and this bird here, this bird makes sure that they see everything. They see exactly where everybody is. Now even they have vision on the Rasta, so Rasta has to be careful. Just one Hex and then the follow-up War Stun. That would just be enough and you're completely out of the game. Followed up this Viper kill. An easy tower. Oh, where's the cliff? Oh my god. Big mistake. MMD does not use the cliff, so yeah. Team Malaysia is happy about this. Just straight walking through.
I honestly don't think it matters much, but that extra 5 seconds of delay, it's for free. There's no real reason not to use it. Oh, in the meantime, Johnny's been left down in the bottom lane since the Juggernaut has been so liberally roaming. Now with the Omni Slash online, KOXI can very easily get kills if they can connect with any disable. Ohio and Mushi smoked up looking for a wraparound again onto this poor sniper, and it looks like this is going to be his 4th death of the game if he's not careful. He's playing on the bottom side of this ramp, but I don't think that's enough to save him, as they could just go for this dive. Pretty straightforward if he comes up to CS, and oh nope! He just did it. I think they're just going to collapse onto him very easily too. With the Hawk Vision, they'll be able to catch him with the Hex opening up. Earth Spike to follow. They have a Roar if they even need it. Doesn't look like they do. They'll just smack him down, and Ohio gets his 4th kill of the game.
Yep, Shrapnel was the last word the sniper said, but what an easy kill, and Jesus! I didn't even see that one coming. He ran in, but before my camera could go there, we see it. Ultimate Omni Slash on probably the easiest target, the poor Rasta. The second easiest would probably be the Witch Dog, but let's see. Bottom, they want to go for it, but oh, there came the casket. It's bouncing right before the ultimate, so Witch Dog doesn't die, but at least they're gonna get the Undying. There's no way he's getting away, and oh, Witch Dog running in again. I don't know what he was thinking, but this is just not working out. Now this 3rd target actually is the Shadow Shaman. Sniper coming in, just doing some fancy stuff with the Shrapnel, but in the end, Sniper has been nerfed. There's no more interrupt anymore, so he only settles for the Omni Knight revenge kill. It's too bad you can't interrupt TPs anymore, but the more interesting thing is the fact that we have a 8 minutes BUT soaring and bottle Ketsik Imba from the mid. And that's just really bad news. Like, as soon as he gets Dagon up, Bird plus any vision on a support, he can just, yeah, shoot them out of the sky.
I think even more impressive is that Ohio, 8 minutes in, has a completed Vlad's up for the Beastmaster, and with the amount of aggression that Team Malaysia are putting out, I actually think this is a really good item choice. MMD, they get that first kill on the board. At the very least, they aren't zeroed out, but it's also on the support Omni Knight, and even though he is pretty high leveled, and that's nice for the sniper, by no means does that get them back in this game. They're almost being doubled up on all of their top farmers by their counterparts on the side of Team Malaysia. Ketsik Imba is starting to really pull ahead with that global March farming.
Yep. And I mean, I definitely like the aura builds on like heroes like Doom and Beastmaster. I mean, around this, oh, never mind that. Hold your thought, because bottom they want to go for Johnny, but Johnny, well, he has a repel just in case, but nothing came flying out. He could have even casted it just when he sees the paralyzing cast animation, but well, let's see. We have a go in mid on the Viper. All they need is a stun or a hex or anything. It was the stun in the end. Right clicks will be enough. He gets the ultimate off on Ohio, but yeah, never mind that. He gets still everything off, but look at this Undying. He's so tanky at the moment. In the end, he's going down. They settle for 3 kills, and now they just have to get rid of the Tombstone. That's pretty much it. So I was just shortly confused. I thought, oh, Ohio, he stopped his cast animation. It looked like it, but then, well, he still went for it. One more kill. The Lion is going down. Sniper had vision on it, but still, nothing changes. Tier 1 tower is probably even going down here.
I think at the moment, Malaysia are just outmaneuvering MMD. There's TPs in mid, trying to catch somebody out on the retreat. Can they get KOXY? Archer can't get in range. That Hexy's way too slow, especially compared to a Mask of Madness phase. Juggernaut is he'll go ahead and farm some Ancients. But still, it's 16-2. Right now, it's a dominating performance for Team Malaysia. Is there any major ways that MMD can get back into this game? I think what they need to do is get level 6 for their supports if they want to hope to actually get back into it. The Death Ward, the Serpent Wards are super important for them to take objectives, and they're not up yet.
Yeah. You know what's the funny part about this mid fight? I think if Mushi stood directly next to the Jugger or the Jugger healing wall, he might have even survived the assassinate, because he wasn't that low. He was like on a 3rd HP, which is at this point about 200. It's this level 1 assassinate. He might have ticked up high enough to, you know, but you never know. In the end, he ran away from the healing wall, died from the assassinate, which was the 2nd kill for MMD. But unfortunately, this is not good news when you put it against the 16 kills Team Malaysia already has at the moment. Ketsik Imba, just his mere presence at the moment is enough to hold on a 5-man team. I don't know, at arm's length of this tower. There's no way they can break into this tower, not against the level 4 Martial Machine.
Oh, especially when Mushi has a blink dagger. He's going to be spotted out and assassinated. He can't blink away. There was shrapnel, but one purification completely negates that. Now they bring in Kesikembe. He's going to get stunned up, and they'll be able to bring down the Tinker at a very big kill. Earthspike connects on a 2, and under the Tombstone, they can't really fight against this. There's Repel on Mushi, but this is a big win for MMD. Omnislash over the sidelines, kills off the Undying, and now the right-click damage and Viper is enough, but KYXWay's bitten off a little bit more than he can chew. It's 3 kills for MMD. They lose their Witch Doctor in return as Ohio smacks him down for a wicked 6 spree. Now turns for Archer, slowed down by the 4. Oh no, 200 movement speed on the Shadow Shaman. It's going to be a monster kill for Ohio. But honestly, that went really well for MMD. A 3 for 4 at this point is about as good as it gets.
Well, it started very well. I mean, considering that this fight was with Omni Knight and the Tinker pretty much blown instantly to pieces, but, well, the biggest problem was, I don't know, as soon as the Beastmaster joined the fight, got 1 kill from there, and it just went down. Juggernaut getting the Viper. I think even the Viper, and that's the funny part, I think the Viper could have kited the Juggernaut, because he had the debuff, obviously corrosive skin, and the sniper was out attacking him. I don't know if that was the right solution, just to stand still and hope for winning that man fight.
Fair enough. Even after taking a mediocre fight for Team Malaysia, they'll be able to take a tier 1 tower after the fact, as MMD just don't have the control to stop this Tinker push, really. It's going to fall one way or another. The best they can hope for is a deny, and that's not going to come out. Beastmaster gets the tower destruction.
Oh, but look at this. Hex there on the Tinker, but ultimate right in return by the Beastmaster to blow him up. 2 already down, and all that just for the price of Mushi. And yeah, March of the Machine now refreshed as well by the Tinker. You can't go against this, just no way. And this fight gave him now the Blink Dagger, which means Tinker is goddamn mobile. And what we even didn't talk about in the draft is the fact that MMD, except for the Sniper Shrapnel, they have nothing, absolutely 0 against a Tinker that just blinks into the trees. It's really only the Shrapnel that you can possibly use against him, otherwise he's always safe in the trees.
Yeah, and even if they catch vision with the Shrapnel, until they get a Blink Dagger on the Shadow Shaman, actually catching him out is another story entirely. Kesikembe is going to be a constant nuisance to MMD, and I don't think there's really much that they can do. Currently, they're bottled up at their tier 2 towers, and I think for the majority of this game, that's where they're going to stay unless they win some major fights.
Yep, and Roshan is just gonna get spam blinked at the moment. I don't know why they're so unhappy with Roshan. Usually you do that with feeders in your team. But either way, as punishment he has to die. But MMD detected this. They detected this. Smoke instantly up, and now the question is, oh my god, Mushi hex before he can hex, and now, wow, the Repel saved him for now. The ultimate by the Omni Knight, maybe a bit prematurely, but never mind that. Look at this. Juggernaut just going ham. 2 already down. Now spin to win. The Undying at the moment trying to just bounce him in the face, but it does not work. A new Repel, but Viper is at least getting the revenge, and in the end Johnny might also fall down. We have 2 buybacks on Team Malaysia. That's quite sick. That's a lot of money spent. In the end, they are able to return all of this. Viper, super low, 7 HP. I can't even believe this. Beastmaster being invisible, but he went for the Necro instead of the Blink Dagger, so no way of catching those 2 heroes. That would pretty much seal the deal. Roshan, in the end, it will be done by the Jugger who bought back, but this, I think, was a bit too expensive of a fight for Team Malaysia.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The way that started out for MMD was almost perfect. Tinker was blinking onto the high ground over in this vicinity, gets his blink cancelled by the Shrapnel with the Tombstone over here, with no way for the Juggernaut to actually bridge that gap since his blink was constantly being cancelled out by the same Shrapnel. MMD were able to take a fight constantly around that Undying Tombstone, where Team Malaysia really didn't have any great answers. They lose a lot of ground. Even though they do get this Aegis, and even though they're still ahead, it's a step in the right direction for MMD.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason for this buyback was simply the fact if you give this fight away, then Roshan will be on MMD's side, and Team Malaysia by no means wanted to let this happen. That's pretty much the reason. So yes, they're still ahead, but of course those two buybacks that cost them something. But well, if you're that much ahead, and we have to look at the graphs for that, 7.5k in experience and about 10k. It used to be 12k, now only 10k. Well, that's pretty much it, but look at KYXY, he's going full YOLO in. Of course he has an Aegis, so he doesn't care, but look at the Witch Dog ultimate. That's the ultimate I've been talking about, but Marginal Machines from the side, Ketsik Imba, such a nuisance at the moment. They keep almost everyone alive. It's just a 1-for-1 trade. Aegis for the Rasta. I think it's an okay-ish trade, everything considered.
Yeah. But then again, MMD are forced to drop their surfboards in defensive manner, and they might lose some on the retreat. No, everybody's going to be just fine. But then again, the pressure still mounts from Team Malaysia. The Tier 2 tower is probably going to fall in just a mere matter of seconds, as they'll be able to smack this down with no response, really. Since Tombstone and surfboards are on cooldown, the ability for MMD to actually control that area is completely nil. They're going to smoke up behind their Tier 3 tower and maybe catch somebody out on their retreat. But Team Malaysia, so no signs of stopping. The Lion is going to be tagged by a couple of poison attacks, and Assassinate does fly through onto the Tinker. Keskimba, however, is repelled up and can just rearm and get back out of this fight. Omni Slash committed onto everybody, but it looks like KYXY is a little too deep. The Witch Doctor is dropping low. Now KYXY gets the run down by the Viper. They're going to be able to drop him down. Now shackle up Johnny. Johnny can't do anything but watch himself fall.
Oh.
He can't even get the purification off, and Team Malaysia, big overextension by them.
Big mistake. I mean, that was KYXY going full YOLO. Like, if we had Team Voice, I'm pretty sure he something between YOLO and Leroy Jenkins. That was pretty much his mindset right there. Oh my god, Mushi came out of the forest here into Sniper's face, and it's enough. The last right click, the little fist, the empowered glove of Mr. Finger of Death is just doing it. So that was pretty much his revenge for the earlier Assassinate kill.
Yeah, and that's going to be a completed mechanism up for the Lion. Mushi's still getting a lot of farm, even though he's died a couple of times and probably the most on his team, well, with the exception of KYXY. But still, looking really good for their team, all things considered. MMD, even though they've taken a couple of decent trades and have stemmed the bleeding a little bit at about 12,000 net worth advantage for Team Malaysia, they can't control this map. Tier 2 tower and mid's going to be next to fall, and I don't expect top to be lasting much longer either.
Yep, I don't think so. Like, this is just not going to happen. What I really like, I mean, I mentioned earlier, this Beastmaster, what he provides for the team at the moment. I mean, he provides at the moment armor, mana regen, the slow by the border, slow by his right clicks. Now we have attack speed bonus as well as the right click of the Necro units. We have all the vision for Ketsik Imba. You're nowhere safe from the rockets, and on top of that he does quite some damage as well as his ultimate stun. Oh my god, Viper. I think Viper is being caught out here. Ketsik Imba already doing some harassing with the Rocketeer, and he's just safe. He is just safe in the trees. That's exactly what I've been talking about. Look at Sniper's HP. This is just Ketsik shooting from the trees.
Yeah, Sniper over in the sidelines dropping very low, just to a handful of rockets. They won't be able to dive onto him just yet, but still Team Malaysia are really just in control of this game. Even though they've gone a little too aggressive at times, it doesn't seem to slow them down too much. They're going to be able to take that Tier 2 tower without much struggle at all, and then blink over and farm the enemy woods. At this point, maybe going high ground's a little bit too much since everything is available for MMD, but it's only a hop, skip, and a jump, one pickoff away until Team Malaysia can't do it.
What I like about Team Malaysia, I mean, they showed it in the earlier best of ones today already. They like this multi-lane approach into base breaking, pretty much, breaking the base. We see it so often now in the current games, may it be top or any scrub games, that like breaking the base is probably one of the best ways to come back into a game if you're the defender. Just because it's so much harder in comparison to, I don't know, earlier versions of Dota. But what Team Malaysia does here is they just, I don't know, they do perfect split push. They always draft someone who's very mobile. We had one game with an Aegis Prophet, now we have a Tinker, which means one lane is guaranteed to come in, then the entire team, 3 or 4 people, will be in one lane. And in some earlier games we even had Johnny on a Chen, for example, where the Chen creeps were pushing the third lane, which means they lock the enemy completely down in the base. That's exactly what we see right now. MMD, they can barely move out of the base. Like, this is as far as it gets, and even Witch Doctor right there, that's very risky. If someone blinks in, he's pretty much instant dead.
Yeah, with the gem on the line, that ward's not going to last for very long at all, and at the moment, Team Malaysia are just strangling MMD for resources. They still are able to maintain this advantage when it comes to net worth, and their items are just a lot more meaningful than the counterparts on MMD's side. The Viper, although he's sitting on some decent tank of his own with the mech and the full pipe, or not the full pipe, but rather just the hood.
But I'm so disappointed with GrandisV, by the way.
Why?
Because look at the item of the Tinker, what he's going for. I hate it. Like the Dagon, at least the level 1 Dagon is like a must-have. It's just, come on, it's an additional laser, and it's a red laser. Pew, pew.
I don't think it's entirely necessary. I think this fits the playstyle that Team Malaysia are going for right now, and that's just keeping the Tinker out on the map as long as possible. And Bloodstone does offer that for you.
I guess, yeah, it does. I mean, it with the Bloodstone and the potential charges he gets with so many kills at the moment on the board, and a lot more to come till that base is finally down, unless MMD GG's out early. Of course, he can spam probably 2 sets of refresh more. I mean, rearm, and that maybe another missile, 2 more marches or something like that, at least from the basic charges of the Bloodstone. But let's see. I mean, it's
Blink Hex, Archer going strong into the Tinker, but he dies to March! Oh no!
Jesus, get it. That was a double March, no way, and top, the Undying, just dying, stunned by Mushi, and then K by XY. He still has his ultimate. If he wants to, he can jump into those 3 heroes, and he probably gets 2 of them, just with the ultimate, unless they split up. The question is, do they do it, or do they not? At the moment, oh, there's the ultimate. Instantly, the mech use, but it won't help. Just way, way too much damage, and the Finger of Death as well. Sniper is the only survivor. He only has 1 charge of shrapnel left. This is not enough for base defense, and who cares about shrapnel anyway if you have a healing ward? Healing ward is a goddamn overpowered spell in my opinion. It's a stronger heal than the fountain itself. So yeah, there it is. But we have to see. They're gonna give up 1 lane of Rex. The question is, do we see more right here, or does Team Malaysia go back?
I don't think there's a great reason to fall back, but then again, they are under no real pressure. They can just keep this up. Now they only have to worry about 2 lanes, and any additional pressure up towards top is icing on the cake. Yep. A full lane of barracks down at 20 minutes into the game is almost damning.
And this is why I think that healing ward is. I mean, I was actually kind of surprised, like in the, I don't know, the last 6 months of Dota or so, or 5. Since Jugger made it more and more into the meta, and now has like that, I don't know, very strong hold right there. But like healing ward, it was never looked at. It's still a 5% or percentage based heal. The funny part is, if you have a Jugger on your side and you just have 1 guy, for example, with arcane boots, mana is your only problem. Because if that healing ward is not killed, your entire team will be within seconds, pretty much, full HP. So you can just continue a push, where in other cases, if you don't have such a crazy AoE healing capacity, you have to go back and just farm, and games getting dragged out, more chances for the enemy to come back. Healing ward, however, you just don't have to stop. You can keep on going all the time.
MMD going for what might be their final desperation move as they go for a 5-man smoke and wrap around onto Team Malaysia. The Tinker is backing off for the time being. They get a Blink Hex over onto Ohio. Can they focus him down, however, with Repel and Guardian Angel? No, they can't. They'll be able to bring down Archer very quickly. Johnny's dropping low, but with Purification, not going to save him. He gets assassinated. The Witch Doctor Death Ward is being channeled, but the Omni Slash flies through. The Witch Doctor still survives for a little bit longer yet, but it just doesn't matter. The amount of sustain and fight left in Team Malaysia is ridiculous. Although Undying still standing on the front lines, it's not for long, as that's going to be a full 5-man wipe. And beyond godlike for Ohio's Beastmaster and GG, called out by MMD.
Yeah, it wasn't even a bad fight. Problem is the placing of the wards was, I don't know, really on the edge. If the wards would have attacked the Jugger, that might have been a Jugger kill. They almost got the Omni Knight there as well. I mean, they got him, but he got everything off. I mean, they almost got him before he got everything off, but Repel, Heal, Ultimate was cast, and that was pretty much the job of the Omni Knight. Mushi was completely out, and the Tinker was also just shooting from the trees in his very safe position there. So the idea was good. Execution, well, Team Malaysia was just too far ahead. And that's it pretty much. Like, the Malaysian qualifier here for the MPGL, that's pretty much the end. Thanks for joining me, Grandis, in the end, guys. Give Grandis a follow on Twitter, which is @GrandisV. Of course, the HeflaTV project as such, a community of casters that just want to give you some awesome Dota, no matter what scene, what time zone. It doesn't really matter for us as long as we can. Oh Jesus, my English. As long as we can make you happy. I'm Heflamoke myself. Usually I'm not casting anymore, but today short notice brought me here. I hope it was not too bad. And that's pretty much it. Saying goodbye for today. But a nice little hint. In 30 minutes you can go on Gosu Gamers on Twitch. There is a Heroes of the Storm tournament for all those who are looking into maybe another MOBA title. If you don't, then just ignore what I said. Dota forever. See ya, guys.